your approval this morning? Is it ready for the outside, guys? Did you sample it and it's all good? Yeah, I thought so. Good girl. Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday, I hope. There's Morris waiting on me. I can't watch that cute little face watch me anymore and not bring him out his food. Hi. Oh my goodness, that's a big stretch. I did that a while ago and my arm muscle kinked up on me. Here you go, bud. Sometimes that stretching can lead to trouble. Good morning, buddy. It's a micro boy. Yeah, still bringing Marty and Stripe in at bedtime. I leave them out until bedtime. When it gets colder, they'll want to come in sooner. And Morris has been sleeping in the wicker chair the last few nights, and he just lets me bring in the other two, and he stays there. I would bring him in if I could. It's a beautiful blue sky day here out on the front porch tree house. We're kind of having a relaxing Saturday morning, off to a slow and peaceful start, and the day is not packed with plans at this point. Here you are, sweet stuff. Hi. Hello. Good morning. I see last night's bowl's empty. There's this morning's bowl. Hi, sweetie pea. Good girl. Well, we're going to find out if these are any good or not. Dawn's listening, so I'm just letting you guys see the picture. There are 3 grams of carbs per 2 of these. I guess they're about 4-inch size. Of course, I probably will doctor them just a smidge, but hey, let's give it a shot. See how they are. Dawn knows. I would say he snooped. That might be a little strong. I added 2 tablespoons of butter because somehow I have low-fat cottage cheese, which I didn't want low-fat. And I tend to add butter to everything, so that would be no surprise. The batter looks good. I doubled the recipe. I questioned that her amount of vanilla was too much, and after sampling it, I agree. I probably would add half the amount of vanilla next time. The alcohol, the vanilla, it's real vanilla too, is a little strong. I also put in a few drops of the liquid monk fruit that I use in my coffee to sweeten them up a little bit. So anyway, we'll find out. And I've had some maple breakfast sausage, which is not something we have often. These are 3 grams of carbs each, so they fall under the low carb category, no problem, but a little higher than what we normally have. I'm defrosting them, and I'm going to heat them up in some butter in the skillet and have them ready to go with the pancakes. I would say we were having an egg-free breakfast, which we never do, except for there's 6 eggs in there with the almond flour and the cottage cheese. So you really can only cook one at a time, but I think the way they're browning up, Dawn will love that. That has great promise. Well, there will be more pancakes, and these are the first 2. They do usually get better. But I want you to have them while they're nice and hot and ready to go. Look at that.
Yeah, yum.
There's a teaspoon or less of maple syrup, just so you get the full effect.
All right, get a little flavor.
And butter. And anyway, let me know what you think.
Sweetheart.
I've sampled a little bit of the crust on the outer edge enough to know I think you're going to be happy. And here's the second one. About a mix and a half. And then let it spread out a little bit. And there is baking powder in this. So I told Dawn his breakfast is probably somewhere between 15 and 20 carbs. We try to stay under 20 for the day. So this is high for us for breakfast, but it's okay. Every once in a while, we're going to go work out at the gym. So I'm feeding us the carbs early enough in the day to use the carbs. So that's kind of an important thing to us. And anyway, I just felt like cooking, which... When is the last time you heard me say that? I've been bringing Dawn more fresh hot off the grill.
Can I have some more pancakes?
He hasn't refused them. So if you'll notice, the pancakes even have bubbles like real pancakes would have. When you see enough bubbles, then you know it's time to flip it. Isn't that what all the guys do? Wait on the driveway for their wife to finish watering?
That's right.
Take a nap?
I didn't take a nap, but I would have taken longer. I could do that. Certainly within the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I did yesterday's video in with Gray, and Don may have fallen asleep for just a few minutes on the couch, but just a few. We're headed to Walmart to exchange the GMC lead acid battery, and Harris Teeter for steaks and a chicken, and Home Depot for a bag of mulch, and then the plan is to come home and go back out to exercise. That's the plan. Right. It's 2:10. Right. But that is the plan. We're going to stick with the plan, Donnie.
Sure, absolutely. Well,
I'm resting after watering everything and up and down the hill, and I at this point in the year, I'm so over it, and I have to like really psych myself up to go do it. But I love my plants. Not sorry about my plants. I'm just, this dry spell is kind of wearing me out. That's all I'm trying to say.
Yeah, well, I did check my blood sugar.
Okay.
And it was 100.
Oh, wow. We forgot to check mine.
Well, I actually made an announcement, but you must have been out in the yard, so you didn't hear it. So I just went on and checked mine.
If yours was only 100, I'm sure mine didn't flare up either.
Well, yeah, considering I had like 5 times more, 6 times more.
Yeah, so when we have a meal that's a little more carb intense-ish than our normal, we try to take our blood sugar to see if it spiked, because we don't ever want to spike over 150.
Yeah.
And you know, it kind of lets you know the amount I had and that particular food, it's okay for me to eat. I mean, it might not be a weight reducing food, but it's not a blood sugar spiking food.
That's right.
There is a difference. But anyway, so I guess we can have that again.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. As long as I'm putting the maple syrup on Don's pancakes, because I put just the tiniest, smallest amount so he could have 1 or 2 bites per pancake and go, oh, wow, that was like heaven.
Yeah, I agree.
It is not smothered in it by any stretch of the imagination, though.
Seriously, those pancakes, I mean, I don't know that I didn't like them better than the traditional flour pancakes. You know, they were good. The texture was good. You know, and I don't like those thick pancakes. I always like the little thinner pancakes. So those were thinner, and I've always liked mine little browner than
crusty on the edges, at least.
Crusty on the edges.
Yeah, well, that's because I cooked them in butter.
Yeah, that's
that
right.
Cooking stuff in butter will get you that nice brown crusty edge, not burnt edge, but crusty edge.
All right.
I will be making them again, although I have to say, Don and I'm feeling like I'm not much good for anything right now, because that was a bigger meal than we would normally have in the middle of the day, and it's kind of got me less than normal motivation, let's say.
All right, she can go after this white car. Yes, she did. Just as good as exactly what I would have done, not one hair different.
Yep. What's fall for?
Planning and decorating.
There's a big banner up there in front of the building. I'm just getting a bag of cypress mulch and looking at any rescue plants that might pop in front of me. Well, I don't know if they had pansies or violas. I need those. If those flats were here, yeah, that would be. There could be purchase creep.
That's correct.
If I have to pay $1.98 for each pansy plant, there will be no pansy plants in the yard this year. That's ridiculous. Of course, I have to come in and look at the Halloween stuff, and we were greeted by these cute dogs and kitties over here. Don says I'm allowed to have this dog. It doesn't eat or do its business. I wasn't going to exactly say that. You know, really, no. It's just too much. Goodness, do we not have any fun, cute stuff here at all? I guess you could get him for Halloween, and then you could keep him around through St. Patrick's Day. Here's your pipe, Donnie. Red, white, and blue right here. Yeah, 3/4 inch and 1/2 inch. I'd say there's plenty of it.
Yeah, well, they said they didn't have any in stock.
Well, they have it today. I guess the little lengthwise Boo Ghost inflatable's not too bad, and I like the top part of the owl. And I don't know. It's just Yeah, Don doesn't have to worry about me asking him for stuff in here today. This cat is okay. If for a Halloween cat, it's a little scary. The pumpkin guy's all right. Bluey dressed up for little kids. Sally, maybe the minion. There's the Boo. So yeah, but those are all Disney proprietary, so they're expensive. I mean, I suppose this is sort of okay, but oh well, no cute black kitties. Walmart is in the process of putting out the Christmas stuff. The owl that's on top of the grandfather clock came from Walmart several Christmases ago, and I've seen 2 different ones today here that look really cute too. I have a Lego owl that's going to replace the soft owl, so I'm not looking for another soft owl, but they're cool. Well, they just don't have any pansies here, which is surprising to me. But I'll keep checking back, see if they have some. Very cute, but don't pay $15 for it right before it gets colder. It hates cold. That will not stay looking... Well, I mean, it might look okay here through Halloween, but it's an annual and it will die, and it's not going to stay great looking long. There's the inflatables, but they don't have them all out, and there's no cats. So, not tempted today. Well, they loaded up the battery in the pickup area over there, you know, where you pick up the groceries, but they don't take the old battery back. So Don walked that in a shopping cart to customer service, waited in line, and got his $12. And I did a quick clearance look. Honestly, there were so many people in there coughing and sneezing and sounding like they were about ready to die that I was ready to just leave. But there was nothing in the garden center for me, or Christmas or Halloween, so it's fine. I let Don know I'm ready. I don't see him, but he's coming from somewhere. We went home and dropped off our groceries and the battery and the mulch, and then just turned around and came back out to the gym. We got just under an hour before the building closes. They close early on Saturdays. It'll be enough. It'll be what it is.
Well, a couple of weeks ago when we were pulling those trees with the GMC and such forth, it was dragging starting, and then finally that last trip to the landfill, I actually had to use my little jumper battery jumper pack to actually start the GMC. So I went and got a new battery today, put it in, no problem. 3-year battery. The other one was installed in 2019, so I got 5 years out of it. So it was pre-COVID. I knew that, and then they actually had a sticker on it that it was manufactured in like 319, I think it said. So that wasn't when I installed it. It was sometime after that, but it was in 2019. Anyway, I got quite a bit of life out of that battery. So this is what's good about that little printer in the garage. So I just printed up, because the specs on this is a Series 78 600 cold cranking amps. I think this is actually a 700 cranking amp battery is in there, but that's the specs. So I stuck that little sticker on there. Real handy. Anyway, well, you know, hopefully the GMC is good for another, I don't know, let's see, 5 years, so 2030. Check back with me.
I'm starting back with bag 4. It's 5:45. I probably got enough time to finish before dinner. Don's out there putting the battery in the GMC and doing a couple of other little things. So if you want to build the more formal outfit, that's bags 5 and 6 and start on page 107. If you want to build the I'm headed to the prom dressy goth outfit, that's bags 5 and 7 and starts on page 135. So, I like 5 and 7. So I'm going to jump ahead to page 135. And there are page numbers. This is page 136. She's all done. The spare parts are in the drawer. There were 2 stickers for the spare parts, the other outfit. So I applied them so I don't have to keep up with the sticker sheet. I'm sure they intend for little girls, people to dress and redress her. I had a little trouble of fixing her to the base, and I added 2 parts to make it work. I'll have to study the instructions because I'm just not getting how they thought that was going to pan out. But maybe I made a mistake, but I did look over it one time, and I couldn't figure out what I'd done wrong, if I've done anything wrong. And what I did, they're on there good, so no harm, no foul. It's good to have extra parts lying around. This one is over here trying to convince me for something. Right? Right.
Well, it's that time of the year. It's time for pumpkin spice. Marianne made ice cream for us tonight. She used some canned pumpkin, a little bit of the Greek yogurt, half the cream cheese, and it looking great. The color is good. I've tasted it, and I'll lick my finger, I should say, and it's going to be a winner. I'm going to serve it up. You know, this. I recommend people don't get this Cuisinart ice cream maker because you make ice cream way too often, and yeah, because it makes it so easy. It's just, it leads to increased ice cream consumption.